This is quite amusing because this is like a playground for older people. There's some playing table tennis over there, ping pong. There's this guy on a special swing where he's just standing there and swinging backwards and forwards with his feet. They can go the same or they can go different. These people have got some other thing that they're playing, some other game, some kind of a card game that they're sitting on that thing. Looks like a children's playground, but it's for old people. These are people with little steering wheels and things, and other things that look like playground equipment, but there's not a child amongst them. It's really quite bizarre. Nice though, nice. So we seem to have the Eiffel Tower up there, but we're not in France. We've got the nice big square here, really nice big one. That big skyscraper just very close to the hotels over there, so it gives a good landmark for the way to walk back when I need to do that. At the moment I've walked, well, it's 4.5, it was 1.5 and I started about 3 kilometres. It's because it's been interesting, I haven't even really noticed it. And yeah, it's nice. Haven't eaten yet, of course. That's Blue Island Tower here, down there. It's starting to get very nice light for photography, so I might turn this off and turn the Canon on for a while and see what happens. I'm wearing it around my neck anyway. As you can see, I'm not wearing any winter clothing. Some people are, but it's really quite warm, so there's no need to. Not in my fat case. Taxi driver on the way over, he patted me on the, after I finished filming, he patted me on the stomach and said, "You don't get many of those in China." He didn't say it in English, he said it in Mandarin, but it was clear enough anyway. And so it was quite intimate of him to suddenly start patting my stomach. I don't know whether he got any sexual gratification from it, I hope not. I wouldn't like to be a gay icon here on, you know, in Beijing or something. But basically, that's not the first time an Oriental has patted my stomach lovingly and said that he's never seen something like that in his life before. So, and people do look at me with a kind of mild amusement on their faces. Whether they just find Westerners generally amusing or big ones like me amusing, or how it is, I just don't know. Maybe they know Huliganov, I know them. I don't think so though. I don't think they have all that unrestricted access to YouTube, so they probably don't know me. There's probably, in this city of, I don't know how many million people, 12 million, 15 million, depends on who you ask. Even Wikipedia's got 2 answers to that question. It seems that nobody here would know me, so that's quite nice in a way. Let me take some photos now. Yeah, Suhang blind massage. In the East, it's generally reckoned that the best massages are given by the blind, that they use their fingers and can sense through their fingers more because they can't see, therefore they have extra brain power given to their fingers and they get right to the heart of your problem. So the best massages are the blind, and also it means that of course that in traditional Eastern way of thinking in China and Japan, both actually gives blind people who perhaps have a more limited number of career options available, something which they can go into as of right, as it were, and make a living, which is good. So lots of nice little shops here, most of which are open. So again, it's remarkably unpopulated. I expected, that there'd be just tons of folk everywhere, but to be honest with you, it's no different to Warsaw as regards to the number of people around. Though Warsaw gets sometimes really quite empty, and then sometimes it fills up again. It's really quite strange the way Warsaw works in that respect. Here's a little dog walking along. Don't give me rabies. You don't mind appearing on film? You Chinese? You don't look Chinese. These are so along here. There's a lot of these hairdressing salons, which I understood from the internet to be fronts for brothels, but they don't seem to have any women in them. They seem to be all men. Maybe they're gay places, I don't know. Maybe they're just real hairdresser places. Maybe if you really want a haircut, you're going to get your hair cut by a man. I don't know. Anyway, just to make sure, I had mine cut before I left, so I don't have to have it done here. And then there's no call for any misunderstandings. Nice flags everywhere. And these seem to be estate agents that seem to be sprouting around the place. This place seems to want 5,000 yens a month, which is what's that, £500 a month, and it's 70 metres squared. I don't know how close to the centre it would be and what the standard would be, but well, it's not that cheap, is it? But there are other offers. This one seems to be just one bed, and it's 1,200, so it's like maybe $200 a month, which is okay. Hi. 我看
你是要租房子是吗？还是买房呢？
我听不懂。
听不懂。我说话。
Well, that guy you just saw was actually very welcoming. He invited me into his store and had a chat with me using Baidu. He wrote his stuff into Baidu and got an English translation and asked me questions, and I tried to answer, and also it got to me writing Japanese characters or Chinese characters from Japanese down to fill in the blanks, and it was all quite interesting. Very welcoming, very nice. They said welcome to Beijing and everything, and so they knew a little bit of English, but very little, really little. Less than you'd expect in France even. But then that's more understandable here. Oh, there's some of the 9 million in that shop. Well, that's nice, it's a kind of fold-up one. I wonder what it would cost to buy one for my time here for the 10 days and sell it back at the end. It's an idea, isn't it? But where would I keep it? I can't imagine them letting me bring it into the hotel. I can't see any rental arrangements like there are new. Oh, there was you probably heard in the background some howking and spitting. That seems to be quite. There seems to be quite a lot of that. A lot of people cleaning their throats in public, and then if they're successful in cleaning their throats, it's then followed up with a flob onto the floor. I don't think they mean anything by it. I don't think it's just because I'm walking by. I think this is basically something that they just do that. That's an interesting looking place. Looks like alcohol as well up there, the last character. I don't know what it is though. If you go into a shop you start to get inveigled into looking at goods and buying them, which I don't really want to do necessarily. I don't want to go back with a load of stuff I don't really want. So the art form is to buy as little as possible and just to see as much as possible and record as much as possible, but to buy as little as possible. That's really interesting. It's like a street corner repair. Maybe that's bicycle repair or something. That's interesting. Right. This is now coming up to a place called Gongren Tiyu Chang Nanlu. South Street, Nanlu? Yes, South Street. The South, the Minami kanji's there. So that Nan is South Nan. Gongren is worker, isn't it? You can't see it because I'm against the light, but there, let's push it up a bit for you. The light's not easy. Lots of rickshaws around, not like in Warsaw where I seem to be the only one most of the time. That looks a bit bald down there, I don't fancy that much. I'll go further north.